And Ray, you've put me on a plane out of Miami and you've landed me here in football heaven. The tifo saying Blanca Navidad, a white Christmas inside the Santiago Bernabeu. They've won 5 titles, Real Madrid, in 2017. The fans on the street calling this a final, a must-win game for Zinedine Zidane, and the atmosphere is absolutely... They've won 5 titles, Real Madrid, in 2017. The fans on the street calling this a final, a must-win game for Zinedine Zidane, and the atmosphere is absolutely... They've won 5 titles, Real Madrid, in 2017. The fans on the street calling this a final, a must-win game for Zinedine Zidane, and the atmosphere is absolutely... They've won 5 titles, Real Madrid, in 2017. The fans on the street calling this a final, a must-win game for Zinedine Zidane, and the atmosphere is absolutely... They've won 5 titles, Real Madrid, in 2017. The fans on the street calling this a final, a must-win game for Zinedine Zidane, and the atmosphere is absolutely... They've won 5 titles.
To the left, and the Blaugrana of Barcelona, 24-time champions, and looking to open up a 14-point lead over their arch rivals, moving from right to left. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson, Jose Hernandez, Pablo Marinho on our Spanish language side, and we are glad you woke up early. It is 1 o'clock local time. It is 8 p.m. in Beijing, 7 in the morning on the East Coast, and for those of you brave souls out west, well, I hope you got some sleep. 4 a.m. in the morning, but what a way to wake up, Ray.
Well, we will be entertained as we always are. Everybody expecting goals galore in this game. Maybe a little bit more tense than that. Real Madrid, Sergio Ramos, the gladiator at the back, of course, and Cristiano's in.
Looking to try and cut past Piqué.
Nicely.
Back quickly, Roberto into his right foot. Lays it
again.
off for Kroos.
Nice.
Carvajal.
Considering the fact that Real have the Champions League final, do you think it'll be full throttle like it is always in the El Clasico, Terry?
It's got to be. That's the way it is. You know, these players, they're having a banter against each other. You know, they're throwing the gauntlet down to each other. So I don't see it any other way. I really don't. As a professional, you know, Ash, you know, you want to play in big games like this. You want to win them. And it's like I said, it's bragging rights again. And obviously Barcelona.
World football, Toni Kroos usually delivers Koh-i-Noor diamonds.
As you can see, the shadows going into the eyes of Marc-Andre ter Stegen when he's looking downfield. Whipped in from Kroos, headed back post, 2 headers equals a goal, and it's Ronaldo, but they're going to wave it off.
Too eager in the end, but
a sending off and a Barcelona win.
All right, who's going to send get sent?
Toni Kroos drops in, pint of beer into a shot glass at the other end of the bar. It's a wonderful ball from Kroos, beautifully attacked and won easily by Real Madrid, and Cristiano just a step offside. It looked in lifetime well offside in the end, but look at that.
Sent off over here?
Ramos sent off, Barcelona 2-1.
I'm going for a Barcelona 3-0 win.
All right, it's going to be absolutely amazing. The 238th El Clasico is on its way. Enjoy. We'll see you at halftime.
Real Madrid would already be in front. A vital game for Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane coming out this week, Ray, and saying even if they lose, La Liga is not over.
I agree. 5 months to play, Phil. There's 5 months football still to play. So whatever happens today, it's going to be a big win or a big point for either team, but it isn't over. You cannot predict that far down the road. You saw some of the games that Real Madrid have lost. You never would have suspected. For me, Real Madrid always play up or down to their opposition. I think Zidane's men now will have been alerted to that. There'll be very few mistakes from here on in by the Royal Whites. Barca, of course, are unbeaten.
Hurdling over the challenge of Rakitic's Rafa Varane. That draws a round of applause. Marcelo driving in towards the net, lays it out wide for Ronaldo. Bathed in sunlight, Ronaldo to the goal line, parried by Piqué.
They're pushing Marcelo up incredibly high in the early going, and that, of course, is a bright side for Real Madrid.
Look at the AT&T starting lineups here again today, and it is Marcelo on the left, Casemiro anchoring, Ronaldo and Benzema up front, while for Zinedine Zidane's counterpart Ernesto Valverde, few surprises Blasted from long range, an easy gobble up for Marc-Andre ter Stegen, the 25-year-old German. 14 clean sheets this year and 45 saves. Iniesta.
It's a brilliant start for Real Madrid, showing the home field advantage 4 minutes in. Dani Carvajal taking a big pop at this, but easy pickings for ter Stegen. There's another great look at that peach of a pass from Toni Kroos. Varane wins it, peels away from his defenders like skin on a tangerine, Cristiano, but all for naught.
Marc-Andre ter Stegen has not had many blemishes this season, but he does admit the last time he played here in the second leg of the Super Cup, not happy with his performance in a 2-0 defeat.
Touch from Paulinho here.
Ronaldo out wide. Of course, Barca hasn't lost since then. Looking for an extra gear. Bangs it off of Piqué, but the deflection goes Barca's way.
Iniesta coming out before this game and saying, we have to be the protagonist. First touch from Messi.
Out wide.
But right now, Phil, it's all Real Madrid, and they are really looking very, very fizzy, sharp, and they are committing plenty of attack.
Modric takes it off the hop, almost to Benzema, but Busquets reaches out to knock it back safely. 5.5 in. It seems like it's just been a blink. Looking into the sun, trying to block the glare. Piqué now bathed in whistles as well.
Sergio Ramos must have won the toss, and he's done the right thing, turning the advantage of that bright sun into the defender's eyes. Of course, we'll see how much that has an effect this the early part of this game. It'll be gone by the second half, of course, but ter Stegen's men, Phil, 17 clean sheets from 24 matches, clean sheets, so that's what Barca's got to break down. But they're looking up to the task here. If anything, they look extremely well balanced, confident, coming off again another World Championship, double champions in Liga, double champions in the European Cup, Champions Cup, of course. So a lot. That's a good tackle.
Casemiro reaching in, and despite the protests of his compatriot Paulinho, a clean tackle.
Yeah,
Carvajal didn't go the way he intended and puts it to the near side. Both teams almost refused to put it out into touch. Let's go down to field level, bring in Kevin Egan again. Kevin?
Yeah, worth keeping an eye on those set plays, Phil. We saw that Ronaldo
Minute, Valverde looking on. Messi, quick touch wide. Suarez, but he's offside. That's been a problem this year for Suarez, but he seems to have righted the ship.
Well, both teams have had their difficulties this year, Phil. Cristiano, of course, missing all those games from the suspension and struggling to find his goal-scoring groove, but it's back. And Cristiano got 5 goals in the last 2 games, so he's certainly on. That's just a lean offside.
Ramos making it close, but one thing, Jose Sanchez making it obvious he's in charge. This has got to be a dream assignment. Any mistake.
Welcome to the Camp Nou. The atmosphere magnificent ahead of the game that's going to kick off in about 5 minutes' time. What game? Well, not just any game, it's the game. It's the Classico. It's Football Club Barcelona against Real Madrid. And if you'd heard any fools out there talking about this game being somehow decaffeinated because Barcelona have already won the LaLiga title 2017-18. Just take a look at the atmosphere and just take a look at a few moments' time to the 2 11s selected by Ernesto Valverde and Zinedine Zidane, because this is a game that both managers are taking incredibly seriously. I'm joined today by Duncan McMath. Duncan, as always, it doesn't matter what the build-up to this game is. When it gets to this stage of the evening, about 4 minutes before kick-off,